I guess we're voracious readers because we can't sit anywhere without reading something. Sitting in a waiting room, on a train, we are nuts if we don't have something to read. I read about 5 newspapers a day. I read a number of weekly magazines, and I would say I always read some book before I go to sleep at night.
David Sims and his wife Jane clearly enjoy reading. Every room in their house in Greenwich, Connecticut is strewn with books and newspapers.
I don't go anywhere without a newspaper, a magazine, or a book. I'm probably at the library 3 or 4 times a week. We are very big users at the library.
And their son, Zach, enjoys reading too, but just not in the same way.
My family sort of has a great relationship with reading, but I read a lot more online, I can say confidently, than the rest of my family, and they probably read more in print than I do.
At least since the invention of television, critics have warned that electronic media would destroy reading by diminishing literacy and wrecking attention spans. But accomplished readers like Zach are redefining what it means to read in a digital age.
When you're reading online, you can read a lot of different things about a lot of different subjects in a short period of time, whereas if you're reading a book, usually it's about one subject. I would say I'm reading a lot of, user-generated content that one wouldn't find in paper form, so a lot of different blogs. I'm subscribed to something like 100 or 200 RSS feeds that I read every day, and reading sort of aggregators that bring together a lot of information from different sources.
Sure, Zachary likes books, but he craves interaction with fellow readers.
It's about the conversation, as opposed to if you just receive it in paper, it's just like you read it and you're done with it. And I think putting it online sort of takes it a step further.
His mother is staggered by the amount of content Zach absorbs every day.
It's mind-boggling to me. If he had to go pick up all of those resources in print, it would be almost impossible.
Still, she thinks that reading in print and on the internet are 2 different animals.
I don't think about reading on my computer as a quiet activity. I think about sitting and reading in my comfy chair, curled up with my book. I don't curl up with my computer.
But like many in their generation, Zach and Emma do.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think when you start looking at the amount of time that's spent on social networking and IMing, that's where I have a problem.
The Sims, like a lot of parents, are concerned that their daughter spends most of her time online playing games, not reading.
I think that it's very important, especially when the kids are young, for them to read. I think it enriches their vocabulary. I also think that it helps to lay the foundation for good writing skills.
Zach, for his part, is obsessed with reading on any digital device, even reading headlines on his iPhone on the train ride home.
I wouldn't say it's an unhealthy amount of time that I'm spending online. I have Facebook, I do instant message with friends, I do have friends. But I think they recognize the fact that it's a lot of reading. It's becoming more informed about the world and more informed about things you care about.
Some literacy experts believe there are online reading skills that could ultimately help children fare better in school, like the ability to locate information quickly or even type faster. David thinks these and other skills will serve Zach well at Columbia University in the fall.
He's learned various ways on multiple levels to do research. He's a very inquisitive kid. So when he is interested in a subject, instead of using the internet, if it didn't exist, he would have been in the library all the time going through research books to study a subject.
While the debate continues for educators and researchers about the virtues of online reading, for this family, reading, in whatever form it takes, is valuable.
I think that reading is really the basis of all learning. And I think whether it's a book or whether it's on the internet, if you're reading and digging, you're learning. So I'd like to think that that's where we all can gain a great deal.